Hi everyone, Carrie Millspaw here, and and I just love the title of this quick little training call. I'm actually going to time us so we don't go over too much because I like to do down and dirty quick trainings for my Goddess Tribe, my email list, my database, and so on, my followers. It's kind of a private little thing that we do together to really overcome certain things that are going on in this world. Okay, so today's training is mastering the art of not giving a shit. How cool is that? And it does sound very cold. I agree, it does. But for an empath, it sounds like survival. And a lot of you guys are highly sensitive or empathic, and you get it. You get it 100%. Okay, I'm actually going to turn my video on, even though it's one of those casual days with the baseball cap. Hello there. Move this around a little bit here. Okay. So you guys get it. I talk a lot about being an empath. If you've read my book, Permission to Be Me, you also know I've got 5 more books coming, sister books that are coming as well, which is so yummy and delicious. But more than anything, you guys know I'm super intuitive, I'm super empathic. I get the energies, and I love to circle my arms around other women that are also understanding of our empathic nature. That's why I invented our Goddess Tribe. It's literally to just embrace this part of ourselves, because for so many years I had to shove it down, and pretend I didn't have this. So I'm going to go right into the 3 simple steps for highly sensitive people, because I know there's some that are just sensitive and not truly full-blown crazy empath, but I'm talking to you guys too, okay? And I want you to learn how to utilize your superpowers, because that's what this is, and learning how to protect yourself, not lose yourself in the process, and so on. That's really what this is all about, okay? So forgive my little baseball cap today, but it is a Wednesday, and I usually don't do calls. I like to do every other day calls, so I get some downtime, gym time, and this is kind of what it looks like as an entrepreneur. Behind the scenes, that's what us all stay-at-home entrepreneurs look like. Lots of workout gear in our closet. So big hugs, guys. I'm happy you're with me today. I really want to dive right in to getting you to a space where you feel like you're in control, okay? So let's just jump right in. I'm going to minimize my screen here a little bit so you don't have to see my whole face all the time. But more importantly, I want to go into why am I so emotional. I have read so many books on this. I've read Goodbye Insecurity by Beth Moore. So Long Insecurity is what it's called. I'm actually looking at it. I've had other books, Joyce Meyer, lots of books around insecurities and emotions. And I thought, gosh, what is wrong with me? Even at 17 years old, 18, I was in a beauty pageant. I was in Miss Michigan beauty pageant. Still super crazy insecure. Gorgeous on the outside, just such a hot mess on the inside. And I get it. I was a teenager. What do you know about yourself at 17, 18 years old? But why am I so emotional? I'm sure if you've heard you're so emotional, or you feel too much, or you're too sensitive, those words really hurt when people tell us that. And I'm sure you can relate. It hurts. It really does. It stings a little when people say that. Now, you're not emotional. I want to give you some background here, because when you're an empath, it's not that simple. On the days when I'm by myself, without any other energy around me, I'm great. In fact, I'm blissful. Very rarely am I triggered or anything hurts. I am in my happy zone. I've had meditation and prayer with God in the morning. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I engulf myself with that yummy energy, which is your superpower. You can't do this alone. You need your spiritual help. And that's how I set my day, talking to God. Coffee with God every morning. That's my morning date. And if I don't have anything else scheduled, or I don't connect with anyone else, I'm good. But let's be realistic. That's not really rational. You're going to have family members. You're going to have friends. You're going to have people that text you or message you about their day. As a coach, I have stuff flying at me all the time, messaging me, emails, clients going through all of their stuff. I have a 13-year-old daughter, whatever she's going through. And then the key word is, again, 13-year-olds, okay? So she's going through her own life stuff. So it's impossible in a perfect world to just hide. Empaths tend to be introverts. We tend to be very intuitive. We're also very emotional, because most of the times we're absorbing others, okay? That's the downside of being an empath, is you are picking up others' emotions. Now, it's got its perks, I can always tell when someone's lying. I can feel a client's energy. If they want to go in a certain direction, if it feels good, I can guide them better because I'm tapping into the energy. Sometimes if you're with someone that has a hard time describing how they feel, for example, my dad was one of those people that didn't say I love you growing up, but I could feel it and see the twinkle in his eyes. He was just, I don't know if he was amused by me, but I knew I was precious in his eyes. He didn't have to say it. So being an empath, you could just feel that love versus being told. So it's got its perks. It's got its obviously disadvantages too. Okay. I'm not going to be disregarding that at all, but it's not as simple as you're too emotional, you need to shut that off, because sometimes it's hard. We just had a Las Vegas massacre here, just seriously disturbing that that can happen in your own city where people are having fun, sharing a laugh and a beer and dancing around. And I had dozens and dozens of friends that were at that concert. I immersed myself in the news like everybody else. And I was head first. This is my home. This is Vegas. This is my platform. And it's been my home for the last decade. So I took it on, like, what the heck happened? I was just immersed in it and just in sorrow. And it does take a toll on you. I try not to watch the news, and I try not to get too involved in what's going on outside around me. But it was hard because it was home. It was my backyard that happened in, literally. You could see the strip from my bedroom, master bedroom balcony over here. So with that being said, it's not that easy. We have to be self-conscious, guys. We have to be aware and go, whoa, I'm tapping too much into CNN and Fox News and the latest news of what's going on. I'm just too immersed. I need to take a step back and get back into my own energy. It's just something like that. So how can you control how you feel? First and foremost, I already told you can't be a hermit, but you can if you really want to be. In fact, that sounds like a dream some days for me. I'm just going to get a house in the mountains and tell nobody where I live. I'm just going to hide, be a hermit. But I would get lonely. I've got that pull of, my personality might be a lot like yours. I'm a social butterfly, then I'm an introvert. Then I'm a social butterfly, then I'm an introvert. It's like back and forth. I need my alone time, and then I have to come back out and play. I love people too much to hide. So it's just not what God designed me for, to hide. So what can I do about it? How can I control how I feel? The thing is it's first to identify that you're an empath in the first place, and just be okay with that. God gave you this extra sense, and that's what it is, like a sixth sense, to feel other people. Literally, you can feel their ailments at times. You can literally go through those challenges. I've been around people that were feeling sick, and I would start to feel their energy and their sickness. I would feel other people's anxiety. I would feel the stress from my boss when I worked in the corporate world. All of that would show up and ruin my day. Okay. So we're not supposed to take that on. We do clear other people's energy. That's our superpower. People are attracted to us like crazy. Energy vampires, kids, dogs, animals, they love us because we're that warm light. They love empathic energy. It's like a moth to a flame, but it can hurt us. That's where the healthy boundaries have to come into play. You're like, I got it. I love you. But I'll go on a hike here in Las Vegas, and everybody that's hiking with their dog just come to me like droves. I don't even have a pet, but I know they're just attracted. Same with little kids. They'll just come and grab on my legs at the grocery store. And I'm like, uh-oh, whose little one is this? Someone's lost a child. And it's that empathic energy. They just want to go towards the light. Now, I'll be honest. I think, in my opinion, it's the Holy Spirit. It's Jesus. It's that God light, that's just inside of you, as a special light to this planet. And who doesn't want to be around that? We're natural healers. God and Jesus is the ultimate healer. The Holy Spirit is the ultimate healer. I love that I get to channel that energy out and give it to the people that need it the most, that need like a warm Jesus hug. It's what it's like. That Holy Spirit energy gets to come around you and just love you up. What's wrong with that, right? So no wonder they're attracted to you. And I see it that way now. Before, I used to be like, gosh, give me some space. Get out of my bubble. But now I see it as I'm a tool for the kingdom, for God, and help others. That's why I'm here. That's my life path. And hopefully you can see it that way too, and it's okay. But if you're so caught up in everyone else's emotions and not your own, and not grounded in your own God space, you're going to be a hot mess. Okay. You're totally going to be a hot mess like I used to be. Let me share you a little bit about crazy Carrie. Okay. So no lie, guys. I used to be a massive hot mess. And those that knew me a decade ago are like, yes, she was. She's crazy. I can even give you reference to an ex-boyfriend that tolerated way more than he should have. God bless him. We're still friends to this day, which is sweet. I got a text from him just this morning. So, we stay in contact. But when I was with him, Lord help him. It was a nightmare show all day, every day. Shit show. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do, is not give a shit, right? A decade ago, I left my ex-husband in the Midwest. I'm from Michigan originally. Moved to Las Vegas, left everything behind. What I didn't know at that time was I had jumped so outside of my comfort zone. I mean, I leapt out of it. It was like miles. Comfort zone here carries way the heck over that way. That's how far away from my comfort zone I had gone. I had married my high school sweetheart. I met him when I was 15. I got married at 22. We had a baby together 8 years later. I stayed in that little suburb bubble of a city I'd lived in for 18 years. I lived in in Michigan, my home state, but I lived in Ann Arbor area for 18 years. And that's kind of where I stayed. It was just get a job, get married, have a baby, do what you're supposed to do, live that dream, the white picket fence and all kind of thing. Well, I decided to divorce, which I never even dated before, technically. I'm 34 years old at the time, never dated before. Never even stepped out of that. I didn't know what to do. I'm a single mom in a new city called Sin City, of all places, okay? Lots of energies here, lots of things going on. It was also 2008 at the time when I got my final divorce and moved here in Las Vegas. And the market was crashing, so there was lots of stuff going on, lots of things, lots of financial scare. This energy here in Vegas was very fearful. It's different than the small Midwest humdum kind of energy, very calm energy versus high crazy energy of a city that never sleeps. Anyone that's lived or visited Vegas, you know what I'm talking about. So I could feel that. I don't really know I'm an empath. I didn't know I had a name yet. I knew I was sensitive, but I thought everybody was. I didn't know that part of myself yet. It wasn't until I started really creating my own business on the side while I was working for the corporate world that I got introduced to other empaths like droves. And that's how it is. These are your earth angels. They're coming here, like myself, to tell you this is who you get to be. This is how we made you. You have special gifts. You are a little different than everyone else, but it's a good different. Don't shy away from it. Don't discount it. Own it. Love this intuition because it's a way of God whispering in your ear every day. It's a beautiful space to be. Own it. Okay? So, hot mess. Let me give you just kind of a couple samples because there was a ton, and I don't want to bore you with all of that. My way of getting away from all of that crazy energy that I didn't know what it was wine. I could have become an alcoholic easily. I never really took on drinking until moving to Las Vegas. It was something my ex-husband and I did once in a blue moon. We would have a glass of wine. It just wasn't a part of our lifestyle at all. And I was raised Baptist, so it really wasn't a part of our lifestyle growing up. So something that we didn't do. We chose not to drink. Now, I don't have any vices, but I could have easily been that way. And many empaths go into drugs, alcohol, other addictions to try to numb their emotions. That's scary. That's sad. That's so it breaks my heart. I want to just snatch them up and help them. And it's because they don't understand that what they're feeling really isn't theirs. It's not always their emotion. Now, it could be triggered. Then you'll suck up more. Now, here's a clue, guys. Listen carefully. Empaths, when we're in stress mode, we suck up energy even more, like negative energy. When we're stressed out, our little feelers go out and we absorb even more negative energy than we did in the past. When we're calm, peaceful, grounded, it's like a repellent. You can't even absorb it. So getting that calm, godlike energy and expanding who you are, getting away from those negative vibrations, you can't pick it up. But when you're in freak out zone mode, seriously, I've been there many times, you will absorb more of that negative energy. Okay, so let that sit with you. Go, gosh, when I don't take the space and time to ground myself and take care of myself and get God energy back into me, I am more of a victim to gathering up all that other crap around me, that negative, sad stuff. Think of that negative energy as the bottom feeders of the planet, that low stuff. You don't want that. You want God, enlightenment, yummy energy, okay? I repeat myself with that a lot to remind you. One time with my ex-boyfriend at the time, he had a barbecue at his house, and I was worried. He would invite ex-girlfriends. I was insecure. I didn't know who I was going to meet. He was kind of bringing me out to his friends. My insecurities went bananas. I was jumpy the whole day. I ended up making a fool of myself, starting a fight or an argument with a friend of his that he'd known for 12 years. It just turned into an insecure hot mess. I don't know how else to describe it. I was very disappointed in how he reacted, but it was all me. I was spinning out of control the whole day. I was like on pins and needles. And I'm sure some of you guys feel that way when you're not grounded. You're so out of control that anything coming at you, you're just going to react and freak out. And that's how I felt. It was horrible. Needless to say, we took a 2-week space of a break after that, and he just needed space away from me. He didn't understand why I had reacted that way when he had tried so hard to create this barbecue and have friends over to meet me and so on, and kind of mesh the family together, not family, but friends together along with his girlfriend. I took it in a whole different route. I was very defensive all day and so on. So we got back together. I don't know how. He must be a glutton for punishment because we were together for quite a while. A lot of on and off craziness. Soulmate for sure, soul path kind of stuff. But that's just one scenario. I had so many. And my go-to was red wine. I would drink all the time to try to shove down the pain, which any of you know, when you're depressed, don't go to a depressant. I didn't know that then. Don't go to a depressant. You're just going to get worse. Now you're bawling your eyes out. You can't figure out why. Everything's sad. So I was introduced to so much self-help in the last decade that I'm so grounded. It's so much fun. It's so yummy to literally have things that normally would affect you and trigger you. Now your brain sometimes goes, wait, doesn't that hurt? It's supposed to hurt, right? It's like tripping over something or banging your knee and not feeling anything. Your mind's like, wait, that didn't even hurt. I don't get it. Am I broken? Something's wrong with me. That's how I feel now that I've been so healed and so grounded in my empathic ways. And I'm a Pisces, so that just makes it even more, we're known to be the intuitive sign. And even more empathic, just add that all together in the mix, and you've got a lot of crazy going on there. I don't act like a normal Pisces. People are surprised when they see that. They're like, you're not sensitive. You're not hurt by everything. You don't get emotional. You don't get freaked out. You don't get your feelings hurt and go sulk in the corner. Nope. I'm a rational, grounded entrepreneur, single mom that's badass and can do whatever she wants to. That's literally how I've adapted my life. I control the ship, okay? I'm the captain. I'm the director of this life. But it took a while to get there, guys. It didn't happen overnight. I was lucky enough to be embraced with so much self-development tools that I've mastered this. It's a beautiful space to be, for sure. So, is the road to happiness and feeling in control really within reach? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm going to minimize my screen here again. I want you to just feel like a deep breath. Take it in. Just kind of breathe that out. Go, Carrie's got a solution. I wish it was as easy as flipping a switch on and off or reading a book, guys. It's just not. There's a lot of ways to look at this. So there's 3 steps I want to kind of ingrain in you, just to kind of give you those superpowers, okay? These are your superpowers. Step 1, first is to be aware. Especially as an empath, be aware. Are you experiencing your own emotions, or are these someone else's? If you were working in an open office environment like I used to in the corporate office or the corporate world years ago, I was experiencing stress. I worked next to a few real high intense people, and I would just get exhausted. It took me a while to realize I'm just tired. I can't deal with this. It's not my energy I was picking up, it's someone else's. So if you're alone all day and you're feeling something all of a sudden, where's this coming from? Okay. Did you get a text? Did someone message you, call you? Was it a thought that triggered some kind of an emotion? Where is this coming from? I don't want to freak anybody out, but when you're an empath, you can actually feel what your neighbors are going through. I'm not kidding. You can pick up energies from people that don't live anywhere near you just by thinking about them. I can sit and meditate and think about my dad or my mom when I'm praying for them, and they'll message me. Or I can pick up people that are thinking about me. That's scary. That happens a lot. And then they'll reach out and connect with me. I'll feel that. My printer's going. I'm going to pause this quick. Pause record. Gotta love it when your printer starts printing in the middle of a call. It's all good. So we're back. Step 1, of course, being aware of your own emotions. The key thing too is, again, tapping into other people's energies. Watch your thoughts. If there's something that's bothering you and you're worrying all the time, that's probably what's causing this emotion too. Watch your thoughts, okay? The enemy likes to whisper fears into your ears. Be reminded of that. Be reminded that he's going to try to pull you backward. He's going to whisper lies. And he's going to make them try to look really, really good, because that's his job, okay? Is to steal your joy. And we don't want to do that. We want to take control of our life, okay? So be aware of that. Secondly, of course, those emotions, worrying to me is praying for what you don't want. It's praying for what you don't want. So ironically, we do it thinking somehow we can magically make things happen, or that we can fix them. If we think about it a lot, somehow we're going to fix that from happening. Well, it doesn't. It actually creates it to happen. You're giving it energy. So focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. And be aware when you're feeling scarcity or fear, where is this showing up? Is this someone else's emotions? And my favorite statement to always say is, who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached. Who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached. This is from Access Consciousness, okay? That's a program, if many of you have seen a coaching program like that. Who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached. And that will get it back to where it goes, where it came from. It sends it back to the originator. Now, this can happen with not just emotions, but feelings like a physical pain. If you're picking up pain from someone else, who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached. I dated a guy that had serious physical ailments. Every time we would be together, I could feel his own ailments. It drove me crazy. I was out the other night and a girl was complaining about her knee hurting because she was hiking. Wouldn't you know it, my knee started hurting. I'm like, okay, who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached. This is not mine. I'm not taking this on. This doesn't belong to me. Okay? So be aware of that. Is it your emotions? Is it my thoughts? How can I shift to a better, happier thought? And is this even my feeling, pain, emotion? Okay, and then send it back. All right. Step 2, can I personally do anything about this emotion that I'm feeling? Seriously, guys, only take on what you physically have control over. The shooting in Las Vegas, I didn't have control over it. Why was I sucking that up so much and letting it hurt my heart so bad? Obviously, we all go through our grieving time, but I needed to go through that anyway, just to kind of see, just be so grateful that the friends I did know down there were all fine. Every day I seemed to know one more person down there, one more, and they were all okay, which is just a blessing in disguise, but it could have been the other direction easily. And I had to go through that, but what can I do about it? Why am I immersed in it? Can I do anything about this? How often, think about it. If you're watching the news, which I highly recommend you do not watch the news, okay? Be very mindful enough to just kind of turn it off and on when you need it, okay? It's just got simple stuff. For example, Hurricane Irma went recently through Florida. Then Puerto Rico got hit right after that. I'm watching the Weather Channel. I didn't know I had a Weather Channel. Why am I watching the Weather Channel? Like it's the latest thing. I can't do a damn thing about anybody in Florida with a hurricane coming at them right now. I can't do a damn thing. Why am I spending my afternoon watching the damn Weather Channel, right? I'm yelling at Carrie. And I'm showing you my self-awareness so you can see where you're doing some silly stuff too and go, wait, can I do anything about this? No, I can't stop a hurricane. I can pray, but I can't stop it. It's going to happen. So only bring on the energy and worry about those emotions if you personally can take action and make a difference. If your neighbor's wife left him, that's not your problem. That's not your circus. That's not your monkeys. Why are you crying and worrying about that if you can't do anything about it? If your best friend's house is on fire, you can't do anything about that. Don't worry about it. Don't take on that energy. That is not your battle to fight. You can help them afterwards rebuild their life or donate money or do something. But if you physically cannot do anything to change your situation, why are you taking it on? And you were not brought to this planet to save the world. We already have a savior. His name is Jesus. Don't be a savior. You can be a leader. You can be a helper. Your job isn't to save the world. You can save a handful. But think about it. If we really went there, we would be bawling our eyes out over those that are starving in other countries. We would be freaking out about the terror in other countries, along with our own terror here in the United States. We can't take it on unless we physically can do something about it. And I personally have loved that rule of thumb from day one. I read that in a great book. I've been taught by mentors as well. Why worry about it? If you can't do anything about it, then let it go. Give it to a higher power, give it to God, and just let it go. Pray and let it go. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm sending you in peace and love. I can't do anything about it. It's not my problem. It's not my challenge. It's not in my household. Even God, scripture references to take care of your own household first. Those that are under your roof, that's your responsibility. Do what you can within means. But outside of that, that's not your problem. Pray for them, send them in love. You would be a hot mess too if you took on all the problems of the planet. You can't do that. If it's your platform and you're an activist for a certain area, by all means, yes, this is your area. You play here. This is where you are supposed to be. That's fine. But if it's not your personal challenge, pray for them and let them go in love. Let them go. Release. Send them love. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Otherwise, we'd all be sitting around crying every day, all day, immersed in everyone else's challenges, watching the news, crying because someone lost something in a car accident or someone died. Seriously, there's bad news all around us. If you choose to go in that direction, you're going to be a shit show too. You're going to be more than a hot mess. You're going to be in the loony bin. You can't afford to care that much. You're an empath because what you feel is 50 times stronger than what other people feel, probably 100 times stronger. You can't afford to care that much. I hope you hear me because I'm looking out for your own well-being. You can't afford it because what you feel is 50 times worse than what other people feel. We don't have just compassion and empathy for people. We full on take on their emotions. That's the difference between us and the traditional non-empathic people. They hear it, it's rational news. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. They move forward. Not an empath. An empath's like, oh, I can feel the anxiety. I feel the stress. I feel it all. Oh my gosh, now my whole day's ruined. I'm a spiral of despair. Like gone into a pit somewhere. You can't afford to care that much. I hope you hear what I'm saying. It's not cold. It's not mean. It's not evil. It's survival. It truly is. It's survival. There's been times when I've gotten bad news in my life and I'm like, I can't touch this right now. I've got a daughter to take care of. I got a business to run. I can't go there right this minute. God, we're going to put this on a shelf and I'll work with it later. And I'll give myself permission to feel through it and cry it out if I need to. Okay. So step 2 is a big one, guys. I hope you hear me here. If this is not your circus and it's not your monkeys, then step away. Okay. Step away in calm and peace and go, sending you love and light, sending you prayers. Okay. Step 3, am I being triggered and how can I get my power back? This one's a big one, and that happened with the ex-boyfriend over and over again. And I'm so grateful he and I met because he pointed every stinking hole that I had in my body. And every wound and every scar, he shed light on all of them. It was painful, I'm not going to lie, but I can look back with grace and love and gratefulness and thank him for for sneezing. Thank him for showing what I needed to work on for myself, that healing part. I needed to do some stuff there. You know, how yummy is that? I would have, if it wasn't him, it would have been the next guy or the next guy or the next guy. You know, it's those triggers inside of us. It's not the person. It's us. We're the common denominator here. You know, if someone comes along and says something that hurts so bad, and you just met that person and that hurts so bad, it's because it's a wound from age 4 or age 7, or your first grade teacher said something to you and it broke your heart all those years ago. That's how it happens. How can you get your power back? Is to heal those triggers, okay? Those wounds are deep. Have you ever had an emotion where it's so strong and so triggered that you're shaking, you feel physically ill? That's when you know it's a deep, deep wound. It needs healing. It needs healing. Now, I know what to do now when that stuff shows up. It shows up very rarely now. I've worked on healing so much of Carrie. There's very few little, time bombs to stand on. No one's going to come along and blow up anything inside of me anymore. It's very little that I have to work on. And when I do get triggered, I go, wait, whoa, this is different. I haven't felt this way in a while. Where before it was every day, all day long. I stop and go, wait, I can do something about this. I've got the tools. I know what to do. Let's work through this. Let's work through this emotion. Let's get rid of it. Get it out of my body for good. So that the next person that comes along can stand on that landmine and it doesn't go off. Nothing happens. The button doesn't work anymore. No more triggers. Button's deactivated, guys. Move on. And it does at first, when you heal these parts of yourself, it does at first feel a little weird. I won't lie. You'll be like, again, you're like, wait, that doesn't hurt? It used to bother me so bad before. Why doesn't it bother me? To the point where sometimes you'll go, but I want it, but no, wait, I wasn't okay with this before. You'll actually start to drum up drama because you're so used to it. Just because you're addicted to it, your body is used to feeling that pain. So you're like, we're good. We're good. It's okay to feel happiness. Give yourself permission to be happy. It's another book I'm writing. So how can you get your power back? In all honesty, it's time for healing. And this is the space where I wish I could give you all the answers in one quick short call, but it doesn't work that way. There's a lot of uniqueness there. I have partners that I will send you their way if you want a certain type of healing. I have a technique I use. I had to work and practice with myself first. I had to use it on Carrie, the guinea pig, first. And it kept me from doing so much irrational patterns. It got me out of that cycle of doing a lot of self-sabotage, going into back to patterns and such that were very, very toxic in my life. I tried it on myself years ago. It's now something I use with my clients. And the best part is my clients will start working with me. And a few months later, the stuff that bothered them 2 months ago, they forget. They don't even remember it. They're like, what problem? Oh, yeah. Well, it's right here in our notes because we've healed it so much that those triggers are gone. Their relationships with their family, relationships with their boss, maybe it's their love relationships, maybe it's relationships with their family, their children. I'm sorry, I already said family. Children, perhaps. A relationship with yourself. That's the big one. And that's just beautiful. Let me kind of share a screen here. I'm going to do a new share here and kind of jump over to my website quick. I have a self-development course because this is so important. A lot of my private clients in business do this as well. I work them through this process because it's so necessary to repair the inside. You've heard the statement, fix the inside and everything on the outside falls into place. And it truly does because we do manifest. However we feel on the inside, we will manifest on the outside. So let's get that stuff fixed first. That's step 1, guys. And it's just a simple 90-day program, but it's intense. We will fix you fast. We will go in there and deep dive it, okay? Deep dive it. If you want to feel more confident, you want to be more in control of how you feel that day, You want to be on that platform where the power is at. Taking back your power, not allowing other people to give you a bad day, not allowing other people to control how you get to feel, think, and act. Take it back and own it. This is the program for you. Again, 90 simple days together. We go super deep. We'll go right into your childhood and create that. Now, a lot of you guys know from my book, Permission to Be Me, I just touch a little bit on this in the last chapter. I go a little bit on it, just kind of touch little drops of it throughout the chapters of that book. This is a deep dive. Now, this is not a group program. This is a private program. What we share together is private. It deserves to be one-on-one with me only, okay? That confidence level that comes with that. Sometimes there's a time and place to do a group program. This is not one of them. I personally feel that from my experience, most people won't share the deep, dark stuff in a group where they will alone with their coach, their mentor. So we go super deep through your entire childhood all the way to the present, and we uproot those beliefs with my healing techniques, the ones I've used on myself, the ones that have worked with me to get me to where I am today. I'm grounded, in control. Occasionally I'll have something that pushes a button, but it doesn't last long, and I'm right back to center again because I know how to eliminate it out of my body instantly, and it doesn't happen anymore. This kind of power I can give to you guys. I didn't learn it for myself and master this just to keep it to me. I need to help you. You know, it's all, in all honesty, how selfish would I be if I didn't help other people get to this space? Now, my book, Permission to Be Me, is all about confidence and getting you there. That's just a book. That's not the deep stuff. That's not deep dive, someone taking you by the hand and going, this is how we get better. This is how we get healed. This is how we step into our power and get to have our confidence that we were born with. You know, it's creepy that we were born with only two fears, fear of falling and fear of loud noises. We've adapted a whole bunch of new fears since then, haven't we? All kinds of stories. How crazy is that we do that to ourselves? So what we're going to do, I will teach you my technique. We will go deep and kind of go inward, learn a lot about yourself. I'm certified in a lot of program assessments and personality assessments, and I want you to understand yourself as much as possible, how you're wired. Go inward, figure that out, get to a space where you're calm, easy, and healed. You know yourself well. You can understand how others may be wired and how you can choose to react. You'll just have a different sense of power. In fact, you probably won't be recognizable to some of your people in your life. They will look for those triggers. Speaking of that ex-boyfriend again, I'll just circle him back into it again. He does still try to push the buttons that used to exist, and they just don't exist anymore. You know, it's just, he'll push those, see if he can get some kind of reaction out of me, and no, that Carrie doesn't exist anymore. She's different now. She's more comfortable in her own skin. She knows, I'm not interested in that shit. Mastering the art of feeling nothing, right? That's what we're doing. Not interested in that. No, thank you. That's not my circus, and that's not my monkeys. I'm not playing in that battle. It's not my battle to fight. Not today. Not today. So that's when you know it's worked, and it's so fun. It's so fun to be centered and grounded in who you are again. So that's what we get to do, guys, together. It's a 90-day program. It's a beautiful space. We do lots of intense camera work, you know, this direction, webcam together, because my clients are all over the world. You know, I got to do it that way. I want to see your face. I help you. We go through a lot. Sometimes it's not fun to face that. I've had clients that have thought about doing this and changed their mind because they just weren't ready to face their past yet. And I encourage you to say yes anyway, because that's what's holding you backward. That's an anchor back there. You can't spring forward towards where you want to go if there's this anchor pulling you backwards all the time. It's just not possible. It's just not possible, guys. I love you too much for that, okay? You all get to shine. You all get to be badasses. You all get to stand in your power. Being an empath doesn't mean you're fragile. My ex-boyfriend used to tell me all the time, you're just too fragile. And it broke my heart. I was like, gosh, he's right. I might spin off into crazy town. God forbid. I don't blame him for leaving me home that weekend or whatever. You're just too fragile, Carrie. It hurt my feelings. Who wouldn't? You know, it's no fun saying, oh, you can't come along. You're too sensitive. And then it just creates another belief and another reaction and rejection. And all those other stuff shows up and it just makes it worse. You deserve better than that. You deserve to learn this. Okay? I've even taught this to friends on the side just because I want to see them have a better lifestyle and a better, more grounded space. Everyone deserves to step into their superpowers and feel in control again and just own their life. So all you have to do literally is click this button here on my website, Let's Get Started, or I'm actually going to include the link below this video. Okay, it's a quick little application. It tells me a little background about you. I'm going to jump on a call with you because this might not be for you. That's okay. When I talk to you, it's just to kind of explore if you're my ideal client or not. If you're not, I might refer you to a friend that also does something similar, or another healer that's in my group, and you might want a different type of step in life or another healing process. It's okay. All I care about is that you get the help you need to be your best self. That's all that matters. There's lots of us out here, a lot of us light workers that are making lives better and changing lives for the better. If I'm your person, I'm your person. I'm your guide from the side. I'm your earth angel. I get to help you through this. If not, I'll send you away in peace or refer you to someone else. It's all good, okay? So look for the link below. Click on Let's Get Started. Fill out a couple questions. It's just a couple simple questions about you just to save us time. I'll send you a link to my calendar. We'll have a deep dive conversation like this, okay? I'll jump into your soul and see what's going on. Let my intuition and healing presence help you become the best person you get to be. All good, girls, okay? Big hugs, big love, guys. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for your time today.